welcome back to the OTeep channel, the channel dedicated to all things cheap in the world of fragrances. And in today's video, we're going to do a blind buy, first impressions of a fragrance world haul that I recently made. And it's not going to be the usual haul videos I've done where I have like a lot of variety of different brands and different clones and different kind of fragrances. This is actually going to be a very special one of a certain line from Fragrance World. And I know I put out a poll asking you, I think a couple months back, on which should be the next brand that I do a big haul from. And most of you voted for Fragrance World. And I was going to do a lot of different fragrances, a lot of popular ones from them that I haven't gotten yet. But you know what? I saw this line and I was like, it's a very short, small line, and I haven't really seen anybody talk about this at all. And I'm really curious to see what it's like because it looks like something that would be very interesting. It is this line called the Artisan line by Fragrance World, or also called the Artisan Perfumery line, which I'm guessing is a very, upscale, next step, more close to niche kind of style perfumery in Fragrance World's whole collection and all the variety of products they have. I know they clone a lot of niche fragrances, but I'm guessing these are going to be kind of a set apart one, and they only have 3 in this line so far. Who knows if they'll make any more and add any more to it, but if not, this may be all that I have and all that I find and all that I talk about. I did go through Fragrantica when I was looking at these to see how they look, and they look very interesting, which is what really piqued my interest about them. But since then, I've really forgotten most of what these smell like and all the note breakdowns and what they're similar to. So this is going to be a very genuine first impressions. I know one of these has a strong certain kind of note and a core, but I'm very looking forward to seeing what it's like. And before I go through them, I'm just gonna go through what they are. You have one here called Arabian Incense, one here called Brown Sugar, and one here called Hibiscus Magic. So yeah, very interesting. Probably gonna be more cold weather appropriate for all of these, and I am shooting this while it is the dead of summer here where I live, so very, very hot. Even in this room, it's a little warm, but still, I want to open these up, see what they're like, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So let's go ahead and get into it. I will say the prices on these were below that $40 mark that I like to keep a lot of inexpensive fragrances at. And so I think 2 of these were like at $33 and one of them was like at $27 or $29. So yeah, very well within range of things I like to talk about and very comfortable to buy from, especially if these are going to be as good as I'm hoping. Those are going to be really good prices for these. And I'm kind of debating on which one to really start with. So you know what, let's start with the first one I showed and go backwards. So we'll start with this one here called Arabian Incense, and I will open these up, smell them, see my first impressions, see what I can pick out and what they're like, and then we'll get into Fragrantica and a note breakdown on my phone, and we'll go through and see what they are supposed to smell similar to. I'm sorry, I probably should have preemptively opened these without having all the cellophane on, make it quicker and less noisy in here, but you know what, so is life. All right, here we go. They all have the same presentation, but yeah, you can see the name of the line on the front here, and it is a little bit textured there too. It is Artisan Perfumery. So yeah, I am expecting these to be a step up in maybe not so much quality, because all of Fragrance World stuff, or at least most of them, especially on the higher end, are really, really good quality things. But I'm expecting these to be probably more unique, you know, not really something that everyone's gonna know about. Oh, hey, this is cloning, you know, Alta Air, this is cloning Parfum de Marie Leighton, or this is cloning Baccarat Rouge 540, or this one is cloning Paradise Garden, you know, things like that. These are going to be more, I think, indie to niche fragrances that they're cloning and trying to be closer to. So yeah, very, very curious. So let's go ahead and open it up here. I know the kind of boxes it's going to be in, like Tom Ford style boxes. And there you go. That's a very interesting top. So I did get to see what the bottles looked like. I mean, they show them right on the pictures when you buy them from either Fragrance Buy or Fragrance Net or wherever you're getting them from. And it did kind of look like that the top is shading a little bit in the bottle. So it feels like a volcanic rock kind of texture, but also feels like styrofoam. And actually, I think it's soft enough where this is basically like painted styrofoam, like foam kind of material. So very interesting. I don't know if it's supposed to have that texture or not, but it is, you know, it looks cool. It is very interesting nonetheless. But the bottle is pretty neat, very standard. I mean, not really anything that's too elaborate. It is, you know, kind of simple, but I do actually like these simple looking bottles with just the clear glass bottle with a thick base and a white wrap around it with the text and all that on it. So yeah, very interesting. It says right here, Artisan Perfumery, Arabian incense, eau de parfum, and these are all 80 mils, so they're under 100 mil, and you're paying like $30-something for them, so a little more than what you might pay for a full size like 100 or 110 mil bottle. So yeah. Okay, and the cap is very, very light. It does come off, yeah, it is like a styrofoam kind of cap here, and the atomizer has the Fragrance World FW initials inside of it, so yeah, or embossed or stamped onto it. So yeah, very interesting. I wonder if the atomizers are going to be pressurized, because these are supposed to be like a step up in presentation and quality, so I am wondering what it is going to be like. And the juice in this, I can hold it up, is like a very greenish yellow, almost mossy kind of colorization. So what I'm expecting with this, Arabian incense, obviously something that is smoky, incensey, maybe a little earthy, with the green colorization, maybe mossy, aromatic. I don't know. I'm very, very curious. I am expecting a lot of good things with this. Fragrance World has hardly missed with anything I've gotten from them, even though I really haven't bought much from them. I am expecting something very different and unique. So let's see what this is like. Oh yeah. We got pressurized atomizers in the house, so yeah, really, really neat, very nice. Arabian incense, and there's probably a mistake spraying this in this room while it is very warm, summery, hot, and I smell it already. Ooh, a little balsamic. I can immediately get that balsamic, bitter, almost sour, which I guess goes along with the colorization, the juice a little bit too. Ooh, yeah, this is nice. Oh, this is very, very nice. A little sour, earthy, resinous, but it is smoky in the background too. Reminds me of some fragrances I've had reminiscence to, and some things I have back here, like Tommy Hilfiger Impact Intense, that kind of balsamic kind of resinous quality, and that is in here. Yeah, very incensey, smoky, woody. There's a dry woodiness in here, but it's not incensey as far as like overwhelmingly smoky. It is actually like a true incense note where it has like something else along with it, like it's a burning oil that has supposed to have some kind of fragrance to it, not just pure smoke. Oh yeah, very interesting. Very similar to a fragrance I've also smelled by a niche house, which is by Scent Trunk. And it's one they have called Black Hemlock. I've talked about that before when I've worn samples of it in my week rotations video from when I first started, because it was still cold back in January when I first started it. And yeah, that was a very earthy, balsamic-like bitter thing, but that's way more harsh than this. This is actually smooth. A slight sweetness, not really vanilla, but there is a slight sweet wispiness in here. I do like this. This is gonna be an easy wear actually. If you like Middle Eastern fragrances that's not too oody, animalic, or funky, but something that is mysterious still, this is a good one to go with. Here we go, amber, woody, warm, spicy, smoky, aromatic, balsamic, basically everything I got. Yeah, and it's a little ambery in here, yeah, I get that. So the top notes you have are incense and cypress, the middle notes are cedar wood, patchouli, and gaiac wood, and the base notes are benzoin and amber. So yeah, I get that, the gaiac wood adding in smokiness along with the incense, cypress, cedar wood, that woodiness, patchouli, it is a lot of patchouli in this, adding a little earthiness in there as well, along with some smokiness. Yeah, and the benzoin, just the right amount of sweetness without it being overbearing. This is very nice. This is very unisex too. Very unisex. It's drying down being a little dry as well. It's not gonna be very musky actually, or room filling, as far as that area where it's just a sweet musk that fills everything, which seems to be the standard for a lot of designer stuff now. It is very dry. Okay, so people say that this is most similar to, I hope I pronounced this right, La Maison du Désert by Altair. Altair Fragrances, or Altair d'Or, or how you pronounce that. I'm terrible at pronunciations and on this, especially if I don't know the language. The exact same note breakdown, the exact same hierarchy of notes and everything, man. It's pretty much the exact same. And I wouldn't doubt if this smells very similar to that. I love looking at Altair's kind of bottles. They have gorgeous bottles with gold flakes floating around in them. I'll show a picture on the side here, and I've had a lot of people recommend them to me, but that is a niche house that I probably won't be able to buy from for a good while, or at least a full bottle of, but I really do want to sample from them. But yeah, this is one, I like this. I like this a lot. This is very, very nice. It also reminds me of some places that I've been to before when I visited some places on vacation where they have like Middle Eastern kind of themed stores, and it was like in the fall, winter time, and it's dry in there. They had like incense burning in the background. It is very nice though. Yeah, very interesting. I do like this one actually. I really, really like it. It is dry woody. This is gonna get a lot of wear from me, man. Immediately, really, really good. I mean, it's not gonna be like the highest of quality, but as far as the scent profile, not bad at all. I do like it. Very, very unique. Not anything you'd expect either. So yeah, I'm very excited now for the rest of these here. So let me see what was the next one. The next one here is brown sugar. So this is one I am expecting to be very sweet because it is in the name, brown sugar. Maybe the brown part, you know, the sugar, I'm expecting like a caramelized, maybe smoky kind of sweetness in here. Not as dry as Arabian incense. Okay, let's see. Each of them have a different style top. So let's see what this one is like. Okay, so it's a white top with a very ambery, well, actually, it's not even ambery. This is like a pink, almost rose blush colored juice in here with a white top. The same kind of material as the last one, except it doesn't feel like it's as coarse. It feels like it's a little finer grain in that kind of, you know, styrofoam feel or foam feel. And actually, now that I said rose wine, that kind of gives away one thing I remember about one of these fragrances. And if this is it, we'll definitely mention it. We'll see if it is the one that I'm thinking of. But yeah, let's go ahead and spray it. I know the atomizers are gonna be good, so. Woo, okay. This is definitely way more feminine leaning. Ooh, like powdery floral, like very powdery floral, like rose. Kind of not looking forward to this one. It's not that it's gonna be bad, I don't think, but I don't know, we'll see. Waiting just a little bit and then we'll go in for the sniff. Ooh, okay, hold up. Okay, what I smell in the air, not at all like what I smell in the test strip. What I smell in the test strip is way more sweet, syrupy floral. Not so much powdery, even though there's a little bit in the background. I actually kind of like how it smells on the test strip. It does have a little more of a like potpourri kind of floral aspect as it goes into that mid. Yeah, syrupy, sweet, almost fruity, sweet, like berry almost. Very much almost like a mature, old school, like women's fragrance. A little close to something like Chanel No. 5, maybe a tad oudahetic, but not as oudahetic as that. Maybe something closer to like Coco Mademoiselle, like a mixture of that and a No. 5. Oh, but there is that little bit of fruity sweetness. There is like a liqueur note in here, like liquor, something alcoholic. Brown sugar. Yep, this is the one. Okay, and I was right. I was actually not too far off. The top accord with this is wine. So there apparently is a red wine note in this. Rose, aromatic, woody, sweet, yeah, a little spicy patchouli. Yeah, some of this I didn't get at the first bit, but maybe on skin I would have gotten it. Hey, what do you know? Actually, look at this. Top notes are red wine. So it is I knew one of these had a red wine note because it's really what caught my eye. And I was like, man, that looks, I've never had a fragrance with red wine in it. How would you even do that? But apparently this is it. And it has also Davana and raspberry. I did say there's a berry sweetness, so look at that, nailing it. Middle notes are geranium, rose, and caramel. So yeah, that rose, very, very floral. Base notes are brown sugar, so I guess, yeah, that matches the name. Patchouli and cedarwood, so apparently there's a lot more sweetness as it dries down. Maybe on the skin, you'll get a lot more of that like caramelized, balsamic kind of style sweetness. A lot of people say that it is most similar or most trying to be like red wine, brown sugar by Boho Boko, which I don't know who that brand is. Apparently it's a niche or indie brand. But yeah, red wine, brown sugar is the name of that one, and this one's called brown sugar, so most definitely copying that. It's fruity, sweet, wine, woody, more I think it says it's more alcoholic than this one. I think they probably took that profile of red wine, brown sugar and made it less boozy, maybe a little more tolerable in a way, a little more floral, not so much on the leather note on that, but still, it was actually drying down more sweet. Ooh, it has a nice sweetness in the background actually, more of that berryness coming out. I think my wife would really like this one, but it does smell a little mature, so maybe she won't unless she really digs it. But this may be more for like you guys out there or you women out there, if you're watching this, who want to be more mature like Hollywood stars in the golden era. you know, at dinner parties kind of vibe. This is what it gives to me. That way you're drinking wine with your black dress and, you know, red lipstick, and you're eating, you know, very fancy hors d'oeuvres and pastries, rubbing elbows with the higher ups. What it kind of gives me like mature bad girl vibes. And I know it's weird to say that, but it really does give me that like classy bad girl vibes, which, I mean, I'm all for it. Not something that when you buy a fragrance from Fragrance World, or you go looking for a cologne fragrance online, that you're gonna be looking for something that matches this profile. This is something very, very different. So far, it is definitely doing it for me. Okay, now the last one here. And it is one I don't know what it smells like. I forgot completely what it's like. The name kind of gives away what may be in it, but I'm not totally sure how it's gonna come across. But this one is called Hibiscus Magic. Can't really imagine what hibiscus is gonna smell like in a fragrance. I know it comes off to me a little mentholy, green, almost lemongrass, you know, aromatic. And I don't know if it's anything that I'd want to be in my fragrance. You know, I want something that's gonna be more wearable, not something that's gonna be like wearing an essential oil, you know? But hey, you never know. That's why I got this. Oh, it looks like it fell around in there a little bit. Okay, that's not very exciting. It's literally the exact same presentation as the first one, Arabian incense, where this one is a greenish yellow juice with a black top, and this one is also a greenish yellow juice, like the exact same color with a black top. So I wouldn't know it based off of just the top. I would have to look at the name on the bottle. Hibiscus Magic. I don't know, with hibiscus, I'm expecting something that's gonna be green, herbal, aromatic, maybe a little dry, woody, balsamic. Most of these in here have been a little balsamic. I think because they're going toward a little like Middle Eastern kind of niche territory. But I don't know, very interesting. If there is like a hibiscus note in here, it'll be probably the first fragrance that I have that has a hibiscus note. So let's just see what this is like. Took a little bit on that atomizer. And for some reason, this one was a little different. It wasn't as aerated as the other ones here. And I smell it in the air, and it smells nothing like I said that it might smell like. It is filling up this room. All of these really do on that first little bit. So these are gonna probably be really good projectors. Whew, and I sprayed a little too much too because I was trying to make sure I got the full bit of the atomizer out, and I think I overdid it a little bit. Hold on, I gotta say, none of these have smelled anywhere close on the test strip as they did in the air. I've never smelled a note culmination like this. It's almost floral, almost green, but almost very sweet, almost syrupy sweet mixed with it, a little aromatic, a little unisex, maybe slightly leaning feminine. What is that? There's something giving me a tinge in my nose, I smell it and this note comes underneath and hits me right in the nose, like boom, like uppercuts me, and I don't know what it is. That's the only way I know how to explain how that smells and how it feels. A little dry, woody too, very, very, very woody actually. What is that? Okay, I've got to look at the note breakdown because I cannot keep confusing myself with this. I have to find out what this is. It says amber, vanilla, green, rose, aromatic, warm, spicy. It's rose then. It is rose, but it's not the same kind of rose that's in brown sugar over here. It's a very different rose. It's come across differently. There's a lot of spice in this. I knew there's a kick. There's something biting it. How do you classify this fragrance? Like, what is this? This is a lot more higher ratings than brown sugar over here. Actually, people say this is the most versatile. They say you can wear this any time of the year, any time of the day. Okay, top notes are cassis and spearmint, so mintiness, which I don't get, but okay. Middle notes are rose and cinnamon, very interesting. And base notes are vanilla, amber, benzoin, leather, ambrette, and cedarwood. So where's the hibiscus? Is that the cassis part? Is cassis like a part of hibiscus? Okay, why is the name hibiscus then? Is it because it has like a hibiscus kind of effect to it? Okay, people say this is most similar to, okay, makes sense, to Hibiscus Mahajad by Maison Crivelli. Makes sense, so that fragrance is called Hibiscus Mahajad. It's more floral, rose, vanilla, aromatic, green, and people say it is just as versatile. So yeah, the perfumer for Hibiscus Mahajad is Quentin Bish, so really cool. And he said that It was inspired by the taste of hibiscus tea in a gemstone market. So maybe that's why it's called hibiscus, and there's no hibiscus note in it, just the effect that it gave, which I guess this is also giving a similar effect to. Yeah, most people are saying it's unisex, leaning feminine, which is exactly what I said, so I can definitely see that. So at least I know 2 out of the 3 here my wife will try to confiscate and take for me and use for her own, which is fine because, I mean, this smells actually really good. This is really, really good, actually. I love this one. Oh, it's drying down a lot better. I need to let these sit for a bit, give my nose a break, let this room clear out a little bit, and I'll be right back to re-smell these and see if they've changed any over time. See ya. And I am back. Give my nose a little bit of a break, get some water and rehydrate and just refresh and reset everything. Walked back in this room, by the way, and it hit me like a wall of fragrance. I mean, it's so loud in here and I can't really tell you which one stands out the most. Starting off with the first one that we had, which was Arabian incense. Oh yeah. Oh man. This is probably the one that's gonna be the most unisex, leaning a little bit masculine. I really like this one. This is one I want to be rocking as soon as it hits colder weather. I like this one. It's so easy to wear. I mean, I can see this being so easy, and I imagine on skin it may develop differently, but I really like this one. Yeah, very interesting, man. Very interesting. Ambery, benzoin. Man, mysterious, inviting, but alluring. Man, yeah. Now the next one, the one that I knew was gonna have a interesting note. It was the one I was like, so one of these in here has a wine note, because I specifically remember reading that in one of the note breakdowns, and sure enough, this is it. And I guess it by the color of it, because it has that blush color of the juice. Let's see what this is like. Okay. It is now less powdery floral, and maybe like I said on skin, it might be a little different. It is a little more patchouli, sweet, more sweet. I know it has a caramel note in here as well. More of a deep sweetness to it with a little bit of that rose in there, and that rose actually dries down being less, like I said, let's say potpourri kind of style, and more just a syrupy kind of rose. I really like this one. I do imagine that as this one, as well as the rest of these here, as they macerate, it will definitely be way better, and as it dries on the skin, it will just develop being something that's magical. You ladies, if you want something I said that has like a old school Hollywood class to it, this is a good one. And the last one we opened, which confused me, was Hibiscus Magic. And I think this was one that was also unisex, leaning feminine, but not so heavy feminine like Brown Sugar was. Yeah, it still is feminine though. It has a good bit of florals in the middle. It is being a little more sweet, but not as syrupy sweet as that. It actually has a softer sweetness to it with vanilla instead of fruits. And there is a little bit of a fresh facet to this, which is very weird. Looking at the note breakdown, you wouldn't think it'd be fresh, but everyone says that this is one you can wear almost all the time, so there's gotta be some freshness somewhere in it when it wears on skin. Out of all of these, they're all really, really good. I mean, like, superbly good, unexpectedly good. But out of all of them, my favorite, of course, because it is a little more masculine leaning, is gonna be the Arabian incense one. I really, really like this. This is like right up my alley of the kind of fragrance things that I enjoy and the styles that I really enjoy and connect to. But yeah, the Artisan Perfumery line by Fragrance World, an absolute hit. Absolute hit. Not gonna be the most mass appealing, not gonna be something that, you know, is cloning the most hit fragrances out there, you know, like the latest PDM or the latest Creed fragrance, all these other things. It's not gonna clone any of those mass appealing ones and well-known ones out there. These are cloning ones that I really don't know if there's any other fragrance out there that's cloning those that has hit the hype train. You know, they're definitely ones that are under the radar. And like I said, I haven't seen anybody talk about any of these from the Artisan Perfumery line. And I was like, you know what? They're very good price, and yet no one's talking about them. I want to see what they're like, and they look very unique. And sure enough, that's exactly what they are. And I know you're probably expecting me to get like a big, you know, hype beast haul one with all the big things, all the big names that people keep getting, and I really don't have a whole lot of Fragrance World stuff, so I would love to have those, but I will get those eventually. In fact, I'm planning on doing a big, like, you know, cold weather cologne haul as soon as it hits like the colder end of like September, October. I'll do a big cold weather cologne haul that either I shoot a video for or I do a live stream with, and I get like ones from all different kind of cologne houses that are meant for the cold weather, just to give my collection a big boost in that area. And that I will do a video like that eventually, and I'll get like small ones here and there and do fragrance reviews on, talk about, and things that, you know, do my own personal reviews and things like that with. But I want to do this one because ever since I looked at it and I saw it, it just been on my mind. I was like, you know what? No one else is talking about it. I want to get it. I think it'd be interesting, and I think that you guys would enjoy it. And I really do think that you guys need to check these out because these are very underappreciated and they're really, really good hits. I mean, they smell amazing. If you get a chance to get these, or if you already have had them, or if you have them now, let me know what you think about them in the comments below. Or what other fragrances would you like me to see from Fragrance World? Maybe things that you personally really like, or that are hype beasts that you think I need to take a look at, or maybe even things that no one else is covering and you want to see what I think about them before you buy it. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see if I can get them, and I'll do my best to get it out to you and tell you what I think about it. And as usual, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and a thumbs up. Let me know to keep making videos just like this one, even though some of these are very odd and very in and out kind of stuff, where maybe it's a small haul, maybe it's a single fragrance, or maybe something that you haven't even heard about that you still would like to see me make videos like this one. I'd love for you to let me know your feedback and let me know what you think about it as well. And as usual, if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, but you do like what you see here or what you see elsewhere on the channel, I encourage you to please consider supporting this channel by subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you can see all the other videos that I have planned coming out to you guys. I'd love for you to be right along with me on this cheap and inexpensive fragrance journey, and hey, maybe I can even help you discover something new along the way. And as always, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Again, thank you for being here and for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And as always, I will see all of you again in the next video. Be blessed.